Good morning. Let's go and open the book to page 358. Today's lesson is on how to solve equations by factoring. So on page 358, on the top of the page, you have the zero factor property. It says if A times B equal to 0, then A equal to 0 or B equal to 0. So what it's saying is that when you have something times something equal to 0, that means one of these or both have to be equal to 0. So by using this property, we can solve some of the equations. So let's go to example 2. Example 2, you have x minus 1 times x minus 2 equal to 0. So you have this factor times this factor equal to 0. So when you have something times something equal to 0, that means either x minus 1 equal to 0 or x minus 2 have to be equal to 0. Okay. So from here, then you can go and solve for x. So by plus 1 on both sides, so you have x equal to 1, or you plus 2 on both sides, so you got x equal to 2. Okay. So you have x equal to 1 or x equal to 2. Now let's go to example 3. You have 3 times x plus 2 times x minus 1 equal to 0. So now you have 3 factors now. But this one does not have a variable, so you don't have to worry about this one because 3 will never equal to 0. So all you have to do is worry about this 2. Right? So you're going to have an x plus 2 equal to 0 or x minus 1 equal to 0. Again, when you have something times something equal to 0, that means one of these has to be equal to 0 or both. Okay. So from here, now you can go and solve. So you can have minus 2 on both sides. So you're going to have x equal to negative 2. Now you can write the word or you can use the comma. So plus 1 on both sides. So you're going to get x equal to 1. And so those are your 2 answers. Okay. Now let's go to example 4. So you have 2 times x minus 3, x plus 4 equal to 0. So again, you have 4 factors now. So you just make each factor equal to 0 to solve. But you don't have to worry about the 2, because 2 will never equal to 0. Okay, so all you have to do is worry about the part with a variable. So from here, you're going to have x equal to 0, or from here, you're going to get x minus 3 equal to 0, or from this part, you're going to get x plus 4 equal to 0. So again, when you have something times something times something equal to 0, that means this has to equal to 0, or this has to equal to 0, or this has to equal to 0. So this one is already solved, so that's already the answer. This one, you can plus 3 on both sides, so you're going to have x equal to 3. And then this one, you're minus 4 on both sides, so you're going to get x equal to negative 4. So you can box the answers individually, so that's fine. So you got 3 answers. Now let's go to example 5. You have x squared minus 9x equal to 0. So now, notice before they factor for you, but this is not factor. So what you need to do is you have to complete the factoring yourself. So again, you go through the steps of factoring. So step 1, common factor. And that's it. So now you can go and set it equal to 0. So this is already done. Now this one you plus 9 on both sides. So x equal to 9. And that's your 2 answers. Now let's go to example 6. Okay, let's continue with this one. So example 6. So example 6, you have 6x squared equal to 5 minus 7x. Now, in order to use the zero factor property, you must have it equal to 0 on the right-hand side. So notice over here, you need to have a 0 equal to 0 on the right-hand side. So this one, you have to move everything to the left side to make it equal to 0. So go and plus 7x on both sides, and plus minus 5 on both sides. So minus 5 So minus 5. So now you have to arrange this in order. So you're going to get 6x squared plus 7x minus 5 equal to 0. So now you're going to do factoring. So I can go through the step. So step 1, common factor, cannot. Step 2, perfect square, cannot. So you go to step 4, master product. And so you need 10 comma negative 3. So 10 times negative 3 give you negative 30. 10 plus negative 3 give you 7. Okay, now make sure you follow through with equal to 0 because this is an equation. If you don't have equal to 0, then it's not correct. Okay, so you start with x and 6x. So 6 times something equal to 10 cannot. 6 times something equal to negative 3 cannot. So this is no good. So you have to go to the next one. So you have to use a 2x and 3x. So 3 times something equal to 10 cannot. So 3 times something equal to negative 3, yes. So this will be the inside. So you need to have a negative 1. So 3 times negative 1 equal to negative 3. And this will be the outside. So 2 times blank equal to 10. So it will be plus 5. So you can hear your inside. Negative 1 times 3 give you negative 3. 2 times 5 give you 10. So now you can go and solve by setting it equal to 0. Okay, so now you can go and solve. So plus 1 on both sides. So you got 2x equal to 1. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So x equal to 1/2. So that's one answer. This one, you minus 5 on both sides. So you got 3x equal to negative 5. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So x equal to negative 5 over 3. And that is your second answer. Okay. Now let's go to example 7. Example 7, you have an x minus 5, x plus 4 equal to negative 14. Now remember, now you cannot set this equal to 0 yet because the right hand side is not equal to 0. So in order to use a zero factor property, the right hand side must be equal to 0. Now because this is not equal to 0, so this factoring is no good. So you have to undo the factoring. So you have to multiply this back out. And again, you can use the reverse of the master product. So this will give you x squared. So when you add this together, it will give you minus 1x. When you multiply, it will give you minus 20. Okay, so multiply out to undo the factoring. Then you have to make this equal to 0. So plus 14. So you got x squared minus x minus 6 equal to 0. So now the right hand side equal to 0. So now you can go and do the factoring. So you can step 1, common factor, cannot. So step 2, perfect square, cannot. So step 4, master product. So you need to use 2, negative 3. Now since there's no number in front, so whatever you get over here is whatever you're going to put in here. So be plus 2 minus 3. And then you set it equal to 0. So x plus 2 equal to 0. Or x minus 3 equal to 0. And then you minus 2 on both sides, so x equal to negative 2. Now if you notice, if there's no number in front, the answer will be just the opposite, right? So plus 3 on both sides, so x equal to 3, and that's your answer. Okay, now let's go to example 8. Okay, let's go to example 8. Example 8, you have 3x to the 3 equal to 4x minus x squared. So again, the right hand side is not equal to 0, so you have to make it equal to 0 before you do any factoring. So plus x squared on both sides, minus 4x on both sides. So all this cancel out, so you get 3x cubed plus x squared minus 4x equal to 0. So now you do your factoring. So step 1, common factor, so factor the x. So you got 3x squared plus x minus 4.
To the upper school office, please. Lauren Hunt to the upper school office.
Okay, then go ahead and do the factoring. So step 1, common factor, cannot. Step 2, perfect square, cannot. So do your master product. So you need to get 4 comma negative 3. So you get x and 3x. So 3 times blank equal to 4, cannot. So 3 times blank equal to -3, yes. So this is your inside, so you need to get -1. 3 times -1 give you -3, right? And so this would be the outside, so to get outside you need to get +4. So from here, you're going to get x equal to 0, so this is already good. From here, you're going to get x equal to 1, right? Because when there's no number in front, when you set it equal to 0, you solve, you just take the opposite. So this one is a bit harder, so you set it equal to 0, and then you solve, so -4. So you're going to get 3x equal to -4 divided by 3 divided by 3. So x equal to -4 over 3. Okay. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do some practice. So the assignment for today. Okay, so you can write your name. Period 4. Page 362, number 2 to 30, events.